Well, we have with us in the studio here in Abuja, Sunusi Musa, who is a legal practitioner. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you very much.
You have watched the entire saga. What are your initial thoughts on the matter?
Well, my thought is that those of us who are members of the APC, those of us who have made our little contribution to have this government in place, those of us who tell Nigerians that we need to have a change so that we can move this country forward. Those of us who campaign to the Nigerians that the corruption that was endemic in this country has to be taken away. As such, we need a change. We need somebody in the person of President Muhammadu Buhari, with somebody with his character to fight corruption. We feel betrayed. We feel betrayed that some of those who participated, whom we worked with towards bringing this government to power, those whom the president trusted with some part of the powers given to him in order to help him in changing this country, feel betrayed while the president is trying to see that things changed, and you can only see it in his demeanor because he detests corruption, and somehow, somewhere we are seeing that some people probably, I'm not saying somebody is guilty, but it's like what the perception of the people that some people are trying to sabotage the administration.
So you're going with the perception, because I think that's very important. Perception and reality are two very different things.
Yeah.
You're going with the perception that he's guilty.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. What we are saying is that naturally we feel ashamed. Because whether we like it or not, the SGF, Babachir Lawal, is a leader in his own right in APC. And those of us who are younger members of the party look up to people like him to give us the direction for the leadership.
One of the things that has been raised and brought forward is this issue of fair hearing.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think that in all that we've seen so far, both in the Senate proceedings and from what we're seeing right now, with the president setting up the committee headed by the AGF, or asking the AGF to do an investigation, do you think that the SGF has been given a fair hearing?
Of course, based on what we see from the papers, from what the Senate did, we can say because he was invited and he sent a written communication to them. And from what they are saying on their own part, because these are things that documents speak for itself, that they have reached out to Corporate Affairs Commission, who are responsible for registration of all companies. They get the record of some of the companies. This is what they have. Now, and he is saying another thing, particularly, he issued, they released a letter showing that he has resigned from the company for a long time. Nigerians who are not lawyers, and the president is part of those who are not lawyers, will be confused. Because, okay, the Senate is saying this, but this is a letter the SGF has written to the Corporate Affairs Commission as far back as August 2015, resigning. What do? I'm confused. So the best thing to do is for him to know what is the legal position. And who is the chief law officer of the Federation? Who is his legal advisor? Is the Attorney General of the Federation. So I think the president did the right thing by referring the matter to the Attorney General, because the Attorney General, as a lawyer, as a chief law officer of the Federation, will now be able to look at the document and advise the president on what is really actually the process of somebody resigning his directorship from his company. What are the legal procedures in the CAC? Is this just by writing a letter, keeping it in your drawer? Is it by sending a letter to the RG? Or must you fill some form? I mean, as a lawyer, I know that if you resign as a director of a company, there must be, you write the letter, then the lawyers of the company must file a fresh CAC 7, where it will reflect that from so date, these are the new directors, so person has either been removed or resigned.
Can we put the blame on his lawyers? Because he claimed that he wrote that letter as far back as August 2015 when he was appointed SGF. He did not say that he wrote to the CAC. Do you think that it must have taken a while for his lawyers to process his resignation with the CAC? Because the Senate said they wrote to the CAC and it was the CAC that provided them the information they went with.
If he has problem with his lawyer, he can take him to the disciplinary
committee. How long does it usually take? You're a legal practitioner.
Well, if my client give me an instruction today, definitely I must, if I receive an instruction today from my client, particularly somebody who is in office like that, I must strive to make sure that today I procure the forms from CAC, fill them, make sure the new directors sign, and file it as expeditiously as possible. In any way, there is time within which to do it. You can't just keep it for more than 3 months without filing with the CAC. It has to be done.
So in other words, I mean, it would have been done expeditiously. Is that what you're saying?
Of course.
It cannot have taken 1 whole year.
Yes, his lawyer has a responsibility to make sure that they did it. And he also, because if I file it, the CAC must give me a certified true copy reflecting the new directors, which I will now have to submit to my client and keep a record in my office. You
are looking at, I mean, you are a Nigerian citizen, you're a member of the APC, you're also a legal practitioner.
Yes.
Looking at the chain of events that have happened, because some people also talk about witch hunting. The first, I think the initial reaction of the SGF was to say that this was balderdash. He was not happy with what the Senate had come up with. And the Senate also replied in equally strong terms. And why do you think, do you see any element of witch hunting in this entire process?
Well, you may not rule out that because, definitely in a large family like APC, you can't say there won't be conflict here and there. But then that is not the issue. I think I appeared in this program sometimes on this issue of fighting corruption. You asked me a question about some people are saying that the president is witch-hunting them. What was my answer? Was that once you said that, it's an admission of guilt. That I have done it, but I'm being pursued because I don't belong to so group. So the issue of whether somebody is being witch-hunted or not, with all respect, I don't think that would be the issue. I would have thought what we should concentrate on is to say whether this thing has been done or it has not been done. This, I think, the best way to look at it. And I'm sure, very much sure, I have the confidence that the Attorney General will come up with what is the truth of the matter from the legal perspective. You say you feel embarrassed as a member of the APC,
yes, looking at the allegations that you've heard so far. Are you not jumping to conclusions?
No. Well, there are two different things. This is I'm a politician. We go out to people to tell them to this is what it is. We still support this government. We believe, because we defend the government, and we believe that the president has good intention. So also majority of the members of his cabinet. And every day we keep hearing from people saying that there are some people that within the government sabotaging the government. I mean, if it turned out to be true, of course, we will feel ashamed.
That's a big if. So do you think, from all that you've heard and seen so far, do you think he's guilty?
It's not my duty to pronounce somebody guilty. But I know that from the document...
Okay, let me use another word. Do you think he's culpable?
You are still talking, but I said from the document I see, from what the Senate is saying, it appears that there is breach of the 5th schedule of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It appears that there is breach of the Procurement Act 2007 on the face of it. But then we must hear the other side before we know whether it is true or not.
Have you seen any of the documents that he's put out there, or maybe the group from Roller Vision? Have you seen any of the documents that they put out there in his defense?
I saw a letter of resignation addressed to the Corporate Affairs Commission, which I know that is not the only, you don't just address the letter to the Corporate Affairs Commission. There are documents that has to be filed with Corporate Affairs Commission, which the Registrar General may not even see, but they will be kept in the file.
Okay, yes. Let's go to Lagos now for some questions.
All right.
The documents that came from Roller Vision, there's a letter addressed to the lawyer. And the dates, I'm worried about the dates. Maybe it's a typo or maybe the print didn't come out very well. But Mr. Lawal's letter, Engineer Lawal's letter was dated August 28th and appears to have been received on the 28th of May by his lawyer. Is it possible that the dates are different, or is it maybe a printout error? Then another letter coming below that says something about signatories to the account, still signed by Mr. Lawal in the month of September. He wrote the letter to the lawyer in August to say he's no longer a signatory to, and he's no longer a director in the company, resigning his directorship. Then he signs a letter in September as the chairman of the company. How does that work?
Honestly, those are the things that we wonder, you know, because probably maybe let's take it on the first value and think that there might be some typo error somewhere in the document. But apart from that, I think I'm not in a better position to explain how really those discrepancies come. Is either for Roller Vision or the lawyer or the author of the paper to explain to the Nigerians how.
Mr. Musa, I'm going to ask you to just hold your thoughts for us. We will take a moment and we'll come back shortly.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, our closing moments now with Sunusi Musa. How do you see this matter proceeding?
No, I see it going fairly well because I know that I have absolute confidence in the Attorney General of the Federation. I have absolute confidence in the President that the directive given to the Attorney General by the President to investigate the matter, the Attorney General I know cannot cover anybody that has done anything that is contrary to the provision.
Do you think he should resign before, you know, while the investigation is going on?
Ideally, that's what it ought to be. I mean, so that there will be a fair investigation. But still, like I said, the Attorney General I know is a very fair person, and he will go on with this investigation, and he will report his finding to the President. I'm very much sure that none of them will make this matter, will sweep this matter under the carpet. That I can assure Nigerians.
No, Sunusi Musa, we have to thank you very much for coming on Sunrise Daily. He's a legal practitioner. Sunrise Daily will continue in just a moment. Do join us again.
Thank you.